A year ago, I bought a leisure travel van, Unity Murphy bed, brand new. I'm going to tell you how I got the best price on that. I'm going to tell you what my experience was, and I'm going to tell you if I would buy new again. Hey everybody, it's Robin with Creativity RV, and thank you for checking out my next video, which is part 2 of episode 3 of Be a Nomad, Change Your Life. Now earlier today I posted another video which was designed to help give you guys all the different pros and cons for different models of rigs you can take on the road when you decide to become a nomad, and a strategy for how to choose the right one for you. But that video was getting a little bit long, so I split this one into another video where I'm going to tell you why I chose a B+, and I bought that new. I'm going to tell you if I would do that again. So first of all, I chose a B+ because it's nimble. I can take it to a lot of backcountry places, even though I don't have a lot of clearance. By the way, if anybody knows how to lift up a B+ 25-foot van to get more clearance, I would love to know that. Put that in the comments below. So far, I haven't found that, but I can take it down pretty moderate dirt roads. I can also take it to campgrounds. I fit in national park campgrounds where the spaces have to be 25 feet and under. I can actually fit in a regular parking space if I can back my rear end over like a grassy area. It gets good gas mileage, and the floor plan was good for me. Some of the cons are it's expensive, and I don't have a lot of storage, and like I said, it doesn't have the clearance. Now with that being said, I'm going to tell you why I decided to buy this new, and if I would do that again, and by the way, how I also negotiated the best price on this. So when I was looking at different kinds of rigs, you guys know I make crazy spreadsheets for things. So I made a spreadsheet of all the models that I liked. And one thing that was really important to me was depreciation. I know that not everybody has the same resources, and I was very lucky in that I was able to buy my RV with the proceeds from the sale of a house. But because I wasn't going to be working a corporate job, I didn't want to have a payment, and the depreciation was a really big deal. You'll notice 2 videos ago I put up a nomad budget, and I was missing 2 things from that budget. One was the cost of a rig, and the other was health insurance, because those things can be so varied. So here I'm talking about the cost of the rig, and come back in the subsequent Sundays where I'm doing this series, I am going to address health insurance options. But for now, I'll say I wanted to pay for my rig up front with what I could afford so that I didn't have a payment. So I thought I couldn't afford a leisure travel van because they are pricey. But when I did that spreadsheet, one glaring thing on there was that the next unit down that I liked, which was a Class C, the depreciation was completely different. The Class C depreciated like 30% more than the leisure travel van did, and that's because there are so many on the market. Now that's good if you want to buy used, because you can get a screaming price, but I thought that I had to have new, and I'll address that in a second, and if that was a good idea after all. The leisure travel van doesn't depreciate as much because it's made in Canada, and so they only give so many to the States to sell every year. So they're in higher demand, there's not as much inventory, so they don't depreciate as much. Now still, I thought I couldn't afford it, so let me tell you what I did to get the best price. I actually emailed 13 dealerships that sell leisure travel vans, and I built the model that I liked on the website for the manufacturer. I took 30% off that number, which is huge for a leisure travel van. Nobody negotiates that far down. And I emailed these 13 dealers, and I made them an offer. Now, most of them didn't even get back to me. 2 of them wrote me and said, hey, we can offer you something used in a different manufacturer, but no way is that number going to cover a leisure travel van. One actually told me to F off. Yeah, I guess I offended that guy. And then I got one email from somebody that said, we are a for-profit business, so we reject your offer. Well, I wrote that guy back and I said, of course I want you to make a profit, throw me a number. And in the end, we came to a middle number, and that number was what the leisure travel vans go for after they're used about a year. So I was completely new to the nomadic life. I didn't know if I was going to like this long term. So to me, I could purchase an RV, try it for a year, and sell it for almost what I paid for it. To me, that was a win, and that was a huge factor in me making my decision. Now, I did feel like I had to buy a new RV at that time, and here's why. I had never RV'd. I didn't know anything about it, and I didn't even know anybody who knew anything about it. So I felt like I needed the security blanket of a new RV, because with a warranty, I could ask somebody questions or have them help me address problems if they came up. And here's where I have to say I was completely wrong about this. Having a warranty did not help me with leisure travel van. It actually kind of made the situation worse, and I'll go into that. But I will say here, if I had to do it again, I might consider another leisure travel van or another type of RV, but I would definitely do it used. I had so many problems with my leisure travel van that I actually became a little expert in this RV, which in the grand scheme of things ended up being great for my nomadic life, because I was getting under this thing with tools that I never had before, reading schematics and looking at wiring and reading manuals and fixing things myself that even the professionals couldn't figure out how to fix sometimes. So I know that in my RV life, I can go from here and get any kind of an RV and things are going to break. And when they do, it's no big deal. I'm just going to roll with it. You get things fixed that need to be fixed. You fix things yourself if you can. And that's not a big deal if you want to go used. So really quickly, I'll just tell you with leisure travel van, for those of you that are thinking about getting one, I did have kind of a bad experience with them. I spent 86 days in the shop with my brand new leisure travel van right out of the gate. I was a full-timer and lucky that I could stay with family while it was in the shop, but I had to cut short trips and haul butt to dealerships to address things that I was told were dangerous, and I was told I shouldn't be driving the RV until they were fixed. Now, I had a lot of little things break in here. When people say you buy a new RV and right after you drive it away, things just start to break around you, that is true. You have to remember that an RV is like going down the road like it's in an earthquake. And so all the little nails and tacks and screws that go in here do come loose, and you will have some problems. So I was ready for that. And if you ask any other leisure travel van owner, like in some groups that I've gone into in forums, they have a few problems, they get them fixed, no big deal, they hit the road again. I was hoping that was going to be what happened with me. But what happened with me was I had little things break, like the pocket door in the bathroom flew off and crashed into the shower, which broke the shower. The freezer broke, the refrigerator broke, I had an outdoor compartment that had a water leak that had to be fixed twice. You get it, just like lots of little things, right? Well, while those things were being fixed, I said, hey, you know what? I've got this little GFCI outlet over here that sticks. And when I put stuff into it, there's a spark, and I have to almost put my foot on the wall to yank stuff back out of the wall. And it was probably like a little problem in the plastic manufacturing. It was just sticking. Well, when they went to replace that GFCI, that started my odyssey with leisure travel van that ended up with me being in the shop 53 days I didn't have to. Now you can do the math there. I did have to be in the shop for all those other little things, but I found out that 53 days of the 86 days I was in the shop was completely unnecessary and 100% caused by human error. And someday I'm going to do a video on RV lemon laws and how I proved those 53 days and how I actually got leisure travel van to pay me for that time in the shop. And I'll just tell you here, that's really unusual. I don't want to give anyone the idea that, when they go to the shop with a new RV, someone's going to pay you. This was a huge ordeal, and when I do that video, I'm going to tell you, like I said, how I proved it and the strategy I used to get paid and how I calculated what they owed me. But the upswing of the whole thing is that now I know that I can go with a used RV, I can fix anything, and I love this life. So I probably will keep my leisure travel van for a while. Her name is Sweepy, and I do love this RV. Ever since I had that rush of first problems, I didn't have any more problems until yesterday. Of course, my warranty is up in 2 days, and frankly, I would not go through my warranty to get anything fixed again with leisure travel van. It was just too much of a hassle. But yesterday, my navigation stopped working, my backup camera stopped working, and my side door lock stopped working. No big deal. I have a strategy to address all of that, and I'm just going to keep trucking. And what I want you guys to know is that, again, you can choose a rig, and you're not tied to that rig. You can get on the road and figure out what's right for you and what's right for your vision of your nomadic life. And a B+ is good for me, and Leisure Travel Van, I think, is a good company. I did not have a great experience, but I'll tell you the chassis is great and the floor plan is great. If I were going to do it again, I would buy used. And I would save a lot of money, and I would not have gone through the warranty hassles that I went through. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Please like and share and subscribe and ring my little bell down there so you get notified when there are new videos. I thank you guys all so much. Come back next week because next Sunday I'm going to start my series on boondocking and how you can find an entire arsenal of cheap and free camping. Everybody out there have safe travels and be free.